Let us have a question mentioned here to find out the concentration. A solution contains 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of water. So, what is the volume of water? Volume of water equal to 320 gram, and mass of common salt is 40 gram. Then it is asked here that a solution contains 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of the solution. So see here, we are asked here to express the concentration of solution mass by mass. Here the volume of water is 320 gram, mass of not volume but mass here. Mass of water is 320 gram and mass of common salt is 40 gram. Now if we add 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of water, what will be the amount of solution? The amount of solution will be 320 plus 40 means 360 gram, because here mass of solution is equal to mass of solvent plus mass of solute. So 360 gram. Now in order to express the concentration by mass, we have concentration of the solution, m by m means mass by mass, equal to mass of solute by mass of solution into 100, equal to here 40 gram by 360 gram into 100. Now this is 1 by 9 equal to 100 by 9%. 100 by 9% means 11.1%, equal to 11.1%. This is how we can calculate. The percentage concentration mass by mass. In the same way, we will be able to find out the concentration of a solution if the solute and solutions or even the solvent are given. If the data is given, you may feed the data according to the relation, and you will be able to find the concentration of a solution. So this is all about the concentration of solution. Now let us come to another part of this solution, that is suspension. What is suspension? Suspension is a kind of solution in which the solute particles are of larger size as compared to the solution as well as colloidal solution. In a suspension is considered as a heterogeneous mixture in which the solvent is present in larger amount and solute particles which are present in a smaller amount, even then they are scattered throughout the solvent and they make a separate boundary. Means their particles are visible to us. They may be observed even with the naked eyes. So what is the order of size of the particles in the suspension? It is of the order of 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter or more than this. So if the size of the particles are of the order 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter or more than this, then such solute particles constitute the suspension when they are scattered in the given solvent. Now, what are the common features of the suspension? Suspensions have various characteristic properties. First of all, the size of particles, just I have told, is of the order 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter or larger than this. Second, the suspension is not stable. Means when suspension is allowed to stand undisturbed for a certain period of time, their particles get settled at the bottom gradually and ultimately a clear liquid layer is formed above the settled particles. Such settled particles constitute the mud, or you may say the sediments. Means the suspended particles get settled at the bottom of the container and do not form a homogeneous, stable solution. So suspension is unstable in the sense that their particles do not remain dissolved for a longer period of time when they are left undisturbed. Next, the particles are visible to the naked eyes. That is why we do not get a transparent solution. There is a turbid solution. Suppose that when chalk powder is mixed with water, we get a muddy solution, turbid solution. Next one is the passage of the solute particles through the filter paper. When we filter the suspension through the filter paper, the solute particles do not pass through the filter paper. Means they are left behind on the filter paper as a residue. So size of the suspended particles are much larger than the size of the pores of the filter paper. That is why they get settled on the upper surface of the filter paper. Now, Particles may scatter light when light is passed through the suspension. It is due to larger size of the suspended particles. When the light falls on the particles, light is scattered and makes a path visible to us when it is observed at right angles to the direction of the passage of light. This property is known as Tyndall effect. So, suspension also show the Tyndall effect, just like when in a dark room, sunlight is allowed to pass through a narrow slit or the hole, the dust particles appear moving randomly. That can be observed along the track of the light passing through the dark room. So the movement of dust particles can easily be observed. This is nothing but due to the scattering of light by the suspended particles upon which sunlight is falling. So such a phenomenon is observed by the suspension. Suspension, the particles can be separated from the solution easily just by filtration. So it is unstable also. Now let us come to another solution, that is colloidal solution. Colloidal solution is a solution having the position between true solution and the suspension. Colloidal solutions are the solutions in which the size of the particles, that is solid particles, lies between 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter and 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter. Means the size of the solute particles range from 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter to 10 to the power minus 5 centimeter. This is the size of the solute particles. Now in case of colloidal solution, we use another terms for solute and solvent. When we express the idea of colloidal solution, the solvent is here termed dispersion medium, and the particles or the solute may be considered here as the dispersed phase. Suppose that soap is dissolved in water. The soap solution behaves as a colloidal solution. It forms a colloidal solution. So soap molecules present in the solvent forms a colloidal solution. So here soap molecules may be termed as dispersed phase and water as dispersion medium. So there are various types of colloids. The most common is the starch solution. When a starch is dissolved in water, we get a slippery solution, that is the starch solution. It is a colloidal solution. There are so many things which may be considered as colloid, just as milk. Milk is an example of colloid. Blood is also considered as colloidal solution. Similarly, even the fog, clouds, and such mists, a smog, all these are examples of colloidal solutions. Now, what are the characteristic features of a colloidal solution? Let us have a look here. Colloidal solutions are a stable solution. A stable means when colloidal solutions are left undisturbed for longer period of time, even then their particles do not settle at the bottom like suspension. Means they are stable. They are stable like true solutions, because when we leave the colloidal solutions in a container, even for a longer period of time, their particles do not settle at the bottom. Further, the colloidal solutions have the size of the particles so smaller, then when the solution is allowed to be filtered out, no residue will be obtained on the filter paper. Means the particles of the dispersed phase can pass through the filter paper easily without leaving behind any residue on the filter paper. So it is considered as a stable solution, or it is considered as the solution whose particle size is smaller than the size of the pores of the filter paper. Now, colloidal solutions exhibit Tyndall effect. What does it mean? When light is passed through the colloidal solution, the light constitute illuminated path or the track that can be observed when we observe the solution at right angle to the direction of the light. Suppose that light is passing through north to south, and we observe the path through the west or east direction, we will observe a lighted path across the solution. Since this observation was made first by a botanist named Tyndall, so in order to them this effect was termed Tyndall effect. Now, colloidal particles also show the Brownian motion. Brownian motion means the particles execute or they constitute a motion in which the particles follow a zigzag path. Since such type of observation was first made by Robert Brown, in case of pollen grains suspended on the surface of water. In the same way, the colloidal particles exhibit Brownian motion. Now, another features of colloidal particles are very important, and that is coagulation. What do we mean by coagulation? Coagulation means the process of separating out the dispersed phase from the solution in the form of a solid substance. When the solution is treated with some destabilizer, just like the electrolyte, such as when acid or base, mild base, is added to the colloidal solution, the dispersed phase gets separated from the solution. The process is said to be coagulation, just like the formation of paneer, means cheese. When milk is boiled and some salt is added, just like the fitkiri, means when this salt, which is a double salt of potassium sulfate and aluminum sulfate, it acts as an electrolyte. When the solution of potash alum, that is commonly known as fitkiri, this potash alum is added to this boiled milk, the milk gets split into watery fractions and the solid fraction, that is called chena or paneer. So this is the process of coagulation. The clotting of blood. The clotting of blood is also a kind of coagulation of blood, because blood is also a colloidal solution. So these are the common examples of clotting. Now, another features of colloidal solution is known as electrophoresis. Electrophoresis means the separation of colloidal particles at the respective electrode when electricity is passed through the solution. Means a splitting of colloidal solutions into dispersed phase and dispersion medium. When current is passed through the solution, it is called the electrophoresis. So these are the different features of the colloidal solutions and suspension. Later we will study more about the rest of the things left in this chapter. Thank you very much.